everybody, and welcome to tonight's USCRL Xfinity Series race live from Kentucky Speedway. My name is Dale Reynolds in the booth with you tonight. How are you guys doing? Hope you and everybody is doing well. Tuning in right now, we are in the midst of coming to the end of our qualifying session. We're currently riding on board with Frank Samanto. He lays down a lap of 31.39. This is going to be an interesting race, most definitely, folks. We're just going to go ahead, roll the point standings real quick for you. And here is your point standings. You see Kevin Kelly Jr. is on top of the leaderboard. Kevin Kelly Jr., 2 wins in 4 races so far in the season. He's got top 5 and a top 10 in every race. Frankie Samanto second, Ben Britton third, Ben Rinaldi fourth, Jeff Norway is fifth, Norman Kraft sixth, John Peterson seventh, Steve Dale eighth. Eric Smith ninth and Chris Melton 10th, and that's your top 10 as far as the points standings are concerned. Last week's winner, Kevin Kelly Sr., only the 1 star. He is in 20th position right now, and he is not racing here at Kentucky this weekend. You see the junior has 2 wins, Frankie Samanto has 1, and Kevin Kelly Sr. also has a win as well. So looks like qualifying is just about wrapped up here. As a matter of fact, it is wrapped up. The guys are getting ready to kick it to happy hour. Ron Caranci starting on the pole with a sub 31-second lap time. And my goodness, let me tell you something. These cars, we have a new package this week, and especially with the we have a new package. Obviously, with you can see with the track as well, the racetrack has been repaved. Obviously, we have a repaved Kentucky, so all the bumps are gone. A lot of people say that the character is gone out of the track as well. Obviously, since you take all the bumps out of it, but this track has been very interesting during practice for these guys. A lot of people getting loose, lots of tire failures, just like in the Cup race last night. Lots of tire failures, lots of people pushing it very, very hard because there's a lot of grip. It's almost kind of similar to like Darlington in 2008. Remember when they repaved Darlington in 2008? Everybody was going so much faster than they expected to go. And with that being said, they all, they had to use more brake going into the corners, and which led to more tire failures, among other things. So, as you see, Kevin Kelly Jr. here in the number 5 Quick Read Chevy Camaro. It could be the same issue where a lot of tires, again, coming into play. A lot of drivers saying that tire wear was a concern with such the high speeds here at Kentucky. It is a little bit flat. Fairly flat considering that it's a mile and a half. Turns 1 and 2 are 17 degrees, and turns 3 and 4 are 14 degrees of banking, if I do believe my notes are correct here after this repave. So a little bit, it's wide and flat. It's a mile and a half, so it's not the same banking as your Atlanta or your Texas or your Charlotte or even Las Vegas after they repaved the Las Vegas. But so it's flatter, so you obviously have more load on the right-hand side tires, and speeds are a little bit slower than what you would expect, obviously, even though this is repaved. It took the repave to put the grip in the track to run them, to get these guys to run the same speeds that they would run at a Texas or an Atlanta or a Charlotte. So again, we do appreciate you guys tuning in. Right now, we're on board with Kevin Kelly Jr., our current points leader. Jerry Hinkle scheduled to be our in-race reporter tonight as well, so keep an eye out for that. Again, Kentucky Speedway, a lot of people are saying, or at least a lot of the drivers, I've been to the garage, a lot of the drivers saying this might be a one-group racetrack once this race starts, but I'll be looking forward to the new draft package that these cars have. There is a new aero package on these Xfinity cars. And what happens is that it's allowing these drivers to get huge runs down the front straightaway, and it's allowing people to make almost slingshot-like passes going down into turn 3 and down into turn 1. And a lot of we noticed a lot of side drafting too has come back to these cars with this new package. So, with that being said, we're going to be seeing, we should be seeing a lot of side-by-side racing, even though repaves typically aren't a product of good side-by-side racing, at least for the first couple of races, first couple years, until the track does get some character in it. So you see Kevin Kelly Jr. right now fastest on the board so far in happy hour at 31:10. Again, Ron Carancy's on the pole with a 30.9. I didn't catch the last couple digits there, but it was fast. It was a sub 31-second lap time. So thank you guys again very much for tuning in. My name is Dale Reynolds, and we hope to bring you some of this live flag-to-flag action of the USCRL Xfinity Series racing tonight here at Kentucky Speedway. The guys only have about a minute 15 seconds until the race starts. Ernie D'Alfonso second, Tony Rayner third, Brian Neals fourth, Frankie Simano fifth. Here towards the end of the final practice before the race here at happy hour. Brian Neals just jumps up to, Steve Dale jumps up to fourth and kicks Frankie Simano out of the top five. John Peterson, Ron Carancy, Norman Kraft, Chris Melton, your top 10 currently in practice. I'm just going to make sure everything is all straightened out and good to go here on my end. Make sure everything is A-okay. Okay. Good. Everything is running smoothly. So again, got about 15 seconds until the race time, and we're going to hear the command for the engines. 100 lap race here at Kentucky tonight. It is going to be very interesting indeed.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
You see, we have gotten the command, in the process of doing it.
Gentlemen, start your engine.
Fired up, it's race time. Let's be smart, keep the car clean, and have a good race. Let's go, team.
Carancy Grape Juice Chevy Camaro starting first. Starting second, Norman Kraft. The 88 Nationwide is on your side, Chevy Camaro. Kevin Kelly Jr. starting third, and the number 5 Quick Green Chevy Camaro. Chris Mellon starting fourth, and number 89 Trump for President Chevy Camaro. Ernie D'Alfonso and the number 10 DuPont Chevy Camaro is fifth. Dwayne Hall in the 55
Going to the green.
starting sixth. Ron Merlino and the number 27 Amaro Carpenters Chevy Camaro is in seventh. Starting seventh. Starting eighth, Jerry Hinkle, our in-race reporter. Number 12 Summit Racing Equipment Chevy Camaro. Frankie Simano starting ninth in the 22 Caterpillar Toyota Camry. Tony Rayner starting 10th in the number 81 Harley Davidson Chevy Camaro. Brian Neal starting 11th in the number 32 BG Ross Auto Glass Chevy Camaro. Steve Dale starting 12th in the number 14 Bad Boy Buggies Ford Mustang. John Peterson 13th in the number 25 Hunt Brothers Pizza Chevy Camaro. Joe DePino driving the 2015, it should be 2016 American Stock Car Chevy Camaro. Jeff Norway in the number 54 Mountain Dew Kickstart Chevy Camaro starting 15th, 16th. Eric Smith, the number 99 Planters Toyota Camry.
Let's get some heat pressures in those tires.
17th, number 42 Cessna 42 Chevy Camaro. Ben Britton, tail end of the field, starting in the 18th position, and number 23 PRIV Android Toyota Camry. You see, we're ready to come down to the green flag and start this race.
Green, green, green.
Kentucky.
Let's be patient here.
The green flag is out. We are underway here at Kentucky. Caranci leads the first lap, and Kelly Jr. is looking like he wants to get out to the lead and lead early. Look at this racing, 3 wide, all the way back through. So many grooves. We knew this was going to happen with the new draft package. Did we expect it so soon? A lot of drivers. Look at all these guys going 3 wide and choosing multiple different grooves. Look at the back here. Ron Caranci still holding the lead. Ron Molino is up in second now. He's fighting Junior for that second position. Just taking a look back out the back bumper here. Look at how spread out these guys are already. Look at this. I bet you there's about 10 cars in this lead pack, and about 8 of them all had their own lane. Ron Caranci in the lead, the number 77. Caranci Grape Juice, Chevy Camaro. Got some great racing through the pack here. Looks like it's starting to thin out a little bit. Look at the front here. Kevin Kelly Jr. gets on the inside of Ron Molino going into turn 1. That's a lot of what the drivers have been talking about with this new aero package that we have got for these Xfinity cars. You get massive runs down the front straightaway if you draft somebody, bringing back the slingshot passing, and also lots of side drafting as well. I'm going to check in on Norman Kraft here. Norman Kraft has already been pitted, or he's pitting. It looks like, I don't know if he's ran into an issue already. I'm going to see if I can rewind here, see if we can see if there was any trouble early on in here for Norman Kraft here. He's already got a little damage on the right side of the vehicle. Rewind here. That's going to be kind of a ways back here. We're still waiting for something. It looks like we may have he dropped way back. Started second, so that's why it was kind of weird. You know, it was kind of just, it was weird. He was up high, and he went into turn 1, and all of a sudden, like, there was nothing there. I don't know if there was a mechanical problem with the car, maybe fuel pump, or, you know, something with that vehicle. He ground the wall down, too, on the backstretch, so that's probably where that right side damage came. Going back up to the front here. Look at this pack of cars. I mean, not a single, it's like 2 drafting lanes. It almost looks like 2 drafting lanes. And you see the run that Kelly Jr. got on Ron Molino, our leader. He got a huge run on him down the front straightaway. And look at Steve Deo here looking on the outside. Oh, he runs himself into the wall. Tagged the wall a little bit there on the backstretch. Don't know if that's going to cause any damage. Yeah, he does have a little bit of right side damage there. That's not good, especially with a track like this. Even though it's a 1.5 mile track, it is still pretty aero dependent, considering that it is, you know, fairly fast. So that is definitely not going to be good for Steve Deo here in the long run. They're going to have to tug that sheet metal out as soon as they get to pit road the first time around. So we see a battle for the lead. Ernie D'Alfonso. Kid's been turning heads recently. Ernie D'Alfonso takes the lead. Ron Molino here. Look at this battle. Again, we've got about 10 cars up here in this little lead pack. And Ernie D'Alfonso takes the lead. We go right on board with him. Kevin Kelly Jr. and Ron Molino side by side for second. Here, there's not much off throttle time, especially with this new repaved Kentucky Speedway. There is not a whole lot of off throttle time at all. These cars are going much faster here with this repave. You see Ron Molino looking to the inside of Ernie D'Alfonso for the lead. Going through turns 1 and 2. Can Ron Molino make it stick? No, he's not going to be able to make it stick. Look at Steve Deo on the outside of turn 2. He gets a good run down the backstretch, goes down into the bottom of turn 3. And again, look at all of these cars. There was about 10 cars again in this lead draft. This is some good racing right here. We knew that the group was going to be a little bit narrow, and we knew it was going to be, it was going to move, you know, the group was going to widen out, you know, as the race went on, but I was not expecting the groups to widen out almost immediately as soon as the green flag dropped. I guess a lot of the practice sessions that happened, they laid a lot of rubber down, and I guess the drivers feel pretty good about running both the lanes here. Look at Chris Melton taking the lead here from Steve Dale, and I have a feeling that we're going to have a tough time keeping up with leaders and lead changes tonight, because we've already seen a number of lead changes already throughout the night, and we are just 11 laps in. Going back up to the front here, look at this again. Chris Melton in the lead. Steve Dale's on the outside. He's looking for the lead. Tony Rayner in third. That team needs a good run tonight in that number 81. Look at him fighting for the lead as they go 3 wide going into turn 3. Can they make it stick? Ernie D'Alfonso way up top. He's on the elevator right now. He's way up top. Steve Dale takes the lead. Ernie D'Alfonso with Kevin Kelly Jr. bumping him down the front straightaway to get that run. Gets side by side with Steve Dale, and he's got the lead for the moment. Let's see if we can make it stick coming off of turn 2. He's going to make it stick, and he's got a good run off the high side. Ernie D'Alfonso reclaims the lead. Steve Dale had the lead for maybe about a lap or a lap of change or something like that, and it was Chris Melton. Chris Melton has dropped. Look at this. Chris Melton has dropped to 5th place already. Look at this pack, man. I cannot get over this. This is a good racing right here, but I don't know. Some of these guys, maybe, I think my personal opinion, it might be a little too early to be racing like this, but I mean, if the guys are all comfortable with it and the cars are driving good, really, I mean, this is the time that you want to make up spots if you've got a good driving car. You got fresh tires, it's early in the race, go ahead and make up those positions while you can. We saw Martin Truex Jr. in the Cup race, even though he knew he was short on gas, he had fresh tires and on a restart, and he ended up barreling through the field. So this is the time to make up all those positions here. You see the battle for the lead. 10-car pack here. Just gonna run through real quick. Ernie D'Alfonso currently leading. Excuse me. Kevin Kelly Jr. is currently in 2nd for the moment. Steve Dale is 3rd. Chris Melton 4th. Tony Rayner is in 5th. Ron Merlino 6th. Everything popping his head into the picture. He is 7th. Dwayne Hall is in 55 is 8th. Ron Moranci is in 9th. Then we've got a little pack of 3 cars here that must be drafting with each other. Ben Britton moved up from the 10 last starting position all the way up to 10. Not really a shock. Ben Britton, not a big fan of qualifying. Usually kind of struggles at qualifying, but kind of like the old Dale Earnhardt Sr. thing. Never maybe so good in qualifying, but when it comes down to race time, he'll be up in front. Ben Britton in 10th. Joe DePino, 11th. Andrew Smith as well. And a little bit of a breakaway from behind there. Brian Neal's in 13th. Jeff Norway is in 14th. Frankie Samanto, he is in 15th. He's running all by himself back here. Don't know if there was an issue. Ben Rinaldi showing 1 lap down in the 16th position. He has some right side damage on his vehicle. Norman Kraft, 17th. John Peterson is on pit road. He is in 18th. These guys are all 1 lap down. John Peterson going to be going more than 1 lap down since he is on pit road right now. Back up front, look at this race that we have. These front 9 cars are now about to become a front 12 because those 3 cars are riding by themselves. That Ben Britton, Joe DePino pack, and Eric Smith, those guys have just kind of been running by themselves, and they've caught this pack now. But we're going to be getting close to pit stops fairly shortly. Don't know if we'll see the pack start to thin out as hailing may start to become an issue. Also, we got to watch out for tire warnings as well. You see, whoa, Tony Rayner off the pace, and Steve Dale as well off the pace. I don't know what happened there. They're coming into pit road, but I don't know. It looked like a skirmish almost over there. Let's see what happened. Almost looked like it was starting to come down to pit road. I almost didn't think, Steve Dale got loose trying to on the apron there. Don't know, and Tony Rayner checks up big time trying to get into pit road. He's got right side damage just as Steve Dale does. Not entirely sure if this was something that happened off of turn 2, maybe? I don't know. It looks like they got just a little bit close, a little bit of contact. No contact at all. They were really close. Looks like they were just being really conservative coming into pit road for their pit stops. Chris Melton will pick up live. Chris Melton is in the lead. You can see pack has dwindled down just a little bit. Again, we're hearing about 20 to 25 laps. It really depends on how much you abuse the tires. Chris Melton's in the lead. We've got some green flag pit stops happening. Dwayne Hall second. Ben Britton up to third. Joe DePino fourth. And Jerry Hinkle up to fifth. We got some green flag pit stops. Kevin Kelly Jr., Ernie D'Alfonso, and Ron Merlino, Brian Neal, some of these guys up front making their green flag pit stops, their first ones of the night. Chris Melton is still in the lead. We'll see if he comes in and pits this time. Looks like he is. Chris Melton peeling off, coming into pit road as a leader. He's going to give the lead to Ben Britton this time. Ben Britton's going to get his not his 5, but his 1 point for his lap lead. Eric Smith is in second. You see almost the second half of that front pack. Chris Melton, Dwayne Hall, Joe DePino, Ron Caranci, and Jerry Hinkle all coming in for their first green flag stops of the night. I don't expect anybody here to be taking 2 tires. I believe 4 tires is going to be the way to go. Looks like Jerry Hinkle and Ron Caranci have a little miscommunication getting into their pit boxes there. They sorted everything out. I don't think that people will be taking 2 tires. 4 tires sounds like the way to go. At least that was the word through the garage area this morning for these drivers. Eric Smith in the pit road. Frankie Simano has been known to stretch strategy. Frankie is still yet to pit. He is in third. Jeff Norway is in second. Ben Britton in the lead. These front 3 still have yet to pit. Eric Smith. Once everything gets merged back around here, looks like Kevin Kelly Jr. is going to pick up the lead with Ernie D'Alfonso, Ben Rinaldi, and Chris Melton. Chris Melton, we're hearing a report. You can see it up on the screen. Drive-through penalty. He must be sped going down pit road. That is not good. That is a big, that is not good for this team. Especially with a car so good early on this race. Definitely a blow to this team and their chances to win today. They're going to need a well-timed caution in order to get back up to the front here. It looks like everybody, at least our front guys, are starting to pit now. Jeff Norway, those guys that stretch the strategy. Ben Britton, Jeff Norway, Frankie Simano, those guys have come in for their green flag stops, and that was lap 23. And as everything cycles back through, you see Chris Melton coming out of pit road, serving his drive-through penalty. Kevin Kelly Jr. out to the lead. Ernie D'Alfonso right behind him in second. Ben Rinaldi is in third, but I do believe Rinaldi still has yet to pit. I don't know why he is so far back in the points, or actually not in the points, but why he's back so far in the standings right now. He must have had trouble early on in the race as well. You see he's got some right side damage there. Got some right side damage on that car. Definitely got to be hindering the performance of it a little bit. You see it right there on the 42, right side driver's door. Aerodynamics are probably not. The car doesn't have very good aerodynamics, and what happens is that, especially when you damage up the right side, there's so much side force in these cars create. When you damage up the right side, you lose the ability to lean on that right side. The air kind of leans in on that right side, keeps it stable. It's kind of almost like they call it like my goodness, in dirt racing they call it, my goodness, I forgot the name of it, but anybody in dirt racing knows there's like a pocket there and riding on the edge, you know what I'm saying? And when the right side of the car is damaged, you don't want to do that, the car becomes very close. Tough break for Ben Rinaldi, especially early on in the race here. Kevin Kelly Jr. in the lead. Ernie D'Alfonso in second, and it's about almost 4 seconds back here to the next person in line. Steve Deo is in third with Dwayne Hall in fourth, and Dwayne Hall is about, let's see, Dwayne Hall we're showing 5.7 seconds back. There he is right there coming through in yellow number 55. Dwayne Hall is in fourth. Eric Smith is up to the 5th spot here. Looks like some guys maybe had some mistakes coming on the pit road or what have you. Eric Smith jumped up from about 13th or 12th or 13th to 5th place here after the first round of pit stops have happened. Ron Caranci is in 6th. It looks like Jerry Hinkle. And Tony Rayner has left the race. He has moved to the garage. Tough break for him. He was up front fighting for second spot at one point. Terrible break for that team. Don't know if something maybe went wrong. We'll have to try and go back and look at it. Eric Smith has dropped to 6th. Excuse me, he's down to 7th now. Ben Britton gains 6th position. Joe DiPino is in 8th. Jeff Norway in 9th. Frankie Samato has pushed the strategy. Frankie Samato's in 10th, and he is fighting to stay on the lead lap. You see him racing with the leaders right now. Kevin Kelly Jr. and Ernie D'Alfonso, they have put him a lap down, and that's not a good thing because now Frankie Samato is now the lucky dog. Chris Melton, who had that unfortunate pit road speeding penalty, he is in 11th, and those two guys right now are going to be fighting for that lucky dog. Frankie Samato's got a little over a 3-second advantage on Chris Melton. Rob Merlino 12th, Jerry Hinkle 13th, Ben Rinaldi 14th. Ben Rinaldi did make his stop. John Peterson 15th, Norman Kraft 16th, Brian Neal 17th. Tony Rayner unfortunately parked for the evening. We'll have to take a look back and see what happened with him. Let's see if we can find what happened to Tony here. We're gonna rewind real quick. See here what we can find. Rewinding back just a little bit. It's gonna take a little bit of rewinding here to see indeed what maybe happened here. Just riding around the track looks like for the most part. Yeah, I just think he parked it. Chose to park it for the night. Don't know what was up with that 81 car. I don't know if maybe he felt like maybe something was happening with the engine, maybe it was blowing up, whatever the case may be. But you can see as we fast forward here, he's going down, he just goes ahead and parks it. I mean, he's just coming down pit road, and gets a little loose on the apron, gets in the grass. I mean, no harm, no foul right there. He just kind of pulls it in and goes to the garage. So tough break for him. He was running so well, and that team really needed a good run. You see the battle up front here. Frankie Samato, 3rd position on the track behind the leaders, but that's got to be so frustrating being 1 lap down to the leaders. You know you got to get it. You know you got to get there. Unfortunately, you can't. You know, you're a lap down. You wish those guys were for position, but you've already managed to fall 1 lap down. What a tough break for him already in this race. Kevin Kelly Jr. leading once again here at the USCRL Xfinity race live at Kentucky Speedway. Ernie D'Alfonso is in 2nd. Steve Dale rounds out the top 3. He's in 3rd. Dwayne Hall 4th. Ben Britton has moved up to 5th position from the 19th place starting spot. Guys, we're going to take a real short break. Since there's a lot of green flag racing happening right now, we're going to take a real quick break, and we will be right back. We will break in if anything happens. So stay tuned, guys. Alright everybody, welcome back to tonight's USCRL Xfinity Series race live from Kentucky Speedway. Dale Reynolds in the booth for you. Over the commercial break, we saw, commercial break, we've got green flag stops beginning to happen. Don't know if Steve Dale tried to pull a little bit of strategy. You saw during the break, he came in and pit and got his 4 fresh tires. That was about lap 37 or so. You can see the leaders now beginning to pit. Ernie D'Alfonso is making his way down pit road for the second set of green flag stops here. We've already completed 40 laps out of 100 for tonight's race here in Kentucky. We're going to try and go back here, see if we can find anything. We got a couple cars sitting here in the garage. John Peterson won. Also DNF. Looks like he parked it. I don't know what could have led to him parking so early. We're just going to rewind here quick. Hopefully we can still catch green flag pit stops. A lot of green flag stops beginning to happen now. Looks like John Peterson, we're going to skip out on that for right now. Ryan Niels also has suspension damage. Don't know if we can find anything what happened to Brian Niels here. Alright, Brian Niels looks like he had a little trouble coming off of turn 2. Going off. Started pushing. Held on to it for whatever reason. I don't know if he had a tire go down the front straightaway, but it looked like a left rear tire went down, but you could see he lost it going down the front straightaway and then hit the wall in turn 3 really hard, and it looks like it broke some suspension pieces on there. Definitely had to be broken. Maybe a control arm, maybe messed up the toe big time, or whatever the case may be. But he is parked and out of the race. Unfortunate break for him as well. We catch back up live here in the middle of green flag pit stops. I do apologize for missing out. A lot of the front contenders here have pit, except for the guys that like to pull strategy. Ben Britton, Ron Green, Eric Smith, Jeff Norway, Frankie Samanto. The top 5 right now, they have yet to pit. And during the green flag stops, so apologize for missing it, Ernie D'Alfonso got in and out faster than Kevin Kelly Jr. It might be the difference of that one lap that he pit earlier. That one lap on fresh tires allowed him to gain just that much time on Kevin Kelly Jr. He is now in front of Kevin Kelly Jr. So this will be the race for the lead. Once green flag cycles do cycle through, green flag stops do cycle through, Ben Britton right now in the lead, and still has to make his second green flag stop of the race. We'll be right along board here with Ben Britton. That off throttle time is starting to increase a little bit. Again, these guys are on more tires. Ben Britton's still yet to hit. But right now, those fresh tires versus the older tires you know, that Kevin Kelly Jr. and Ernie D'Alfonso have right now. They're able to gain that much time on these guys who have yet to pit, which is the reason why you see Frankie Shimano already a lap down. He's just 4 seconds now ahead of these guys, and he still has yet to make his stop. So, as you can tell, Ben Britton is now on pit road, coming in for his green flag stop. Looks like Jeff Norway as well. He's slowed down a little bit. Looks like he is coming into pit road here as well. Guys coming in for the second round of green flag stops today. Not a caution yet, and we are over 40 laps into this race. We're almost 50. We're almost halfway through this race already, guys, and not a single caution. Green flag racing, that is a good thing to see. We like green flag racing. It's been clean and green. Ernie D'Alfonso, now that those lead cars have finally made the green flag pit stop, Ernie D'Alfonso picks up the lead. Kevin Kelly Jr. in second, right behind him, hounding him in the draft wake. Maybe just looking, don't know if he's going to quite push the issue yet. Maybe he's just riding around in his draft wake. Maybe he's trying to save gas, save some tires, who knows. But he is in second right now. Steve Deo, a little over about 6.5 seconds back after the stop. He is in third. He is all by himself right now. He's got a couple of lap cars. He's got Chris Romano right in front of him. Dwayne Hall is in fourth, and Dwayne Hall once again has found himself in that quote-unquote happy by himself position. There's nobody around him in front or behind. Well, he's got Frankie Shimano coming out pit road now. But that is the best place for you to ride. That's the place everybody wants to be, in an area by themselves. They don't have people in front of them. They don't have people out the back. They can hit their marks, hit their groove, you know, set their own pace, and just kind of ride around, you know what I'm saying? So, Dwayne Hall is in fourth, and he's in a happy position right now. Ben Rinaldi is up to fifth, but Ben Rinaldi, again, one of those guys who is stretching the fuel mileage, stretching the tires a little bit. It's unfortunate. He just loses to Ron Caranci, who has pit. Ben Rinaldi is still yet to make his second stop of the race. So he is going to drop, unfortunately. Joe DePino is in seventh. Ben Britton back to eighth. Don't know if he had a little bit of trouble or whatnot on that pit stop. It looks like he did. Eric Smith is also right there. Eric Smith is in ninth right now. Jeff Norway is in 10th. You see him up there with these lead cars here. Looks like he's trying to unlap himself unless those lead cars have just got around him. But Jeff Norway, you got to believe, he's going to be fighting hard to unlap himself. And if he can't unlap himself, he's going to fight hard to stay that first car one lap down. So if the caution does come out, he will get the free pass for the caution. Chris Mellon in 11th right now. Still hurting, still hasn't made up much time after that pit road penalty, unfortunately. He is now in 10th. Ron Molino, looks like Ron Molino, excuse me, somebody has already pit. Somebody came in the pit. Yep, there's Ben Rinaldi. Ben Rinaldi's in for his green flag stop. So Chris Mellon jumps up to 10th here. Ron Molino is in 11th. Frankie Shimano in 12th. All these guys a lap down. Ben Rinaldi, Jerry Hinkle now in 13th. Ben Rinaldi 14th, just coming out of pit road. Norman Kraft in 15th after starting so far up front. He started in second, I believe, but unfortunate break for him. He dropped like a rock immediately on the restart. That car must not be right at all. Brian Niels, John Peterson, and Tony Rayner out of the race. Unfortunate break for them. You go back up to the front here. Ernie D'Alfonso is in the lead. Kevin Kelly in second again. Guys pit a little bit earlier than everybody else, so that means they gain that much time on them, you know, versus having new tires versus the other guy staying on older tires. You gain that time, so that's the gap that we're seeing right now. It's about 7 seconds back to Steve Dale in third place. Ernie D'Alfonso tries to keep Kevin Kelly Jr. behind him. And you can obviously hear very little off throttle time. Very little. Even in turn one, you let off, you let the nose of the car set down for a quick minute, and then started immediately jumping right back onto the gas. Kevin Kelly Jr. here right behind him. He's got them a little bit. It was about 2/10 last time. It's about 3/10 now as they cross the line. He did gap him just a little bit there on that last lap. But look at the run that Jr. gets on the front straightaway with his new aero package. See what Bernie Diamond does. He's clutching around the back with that right front dragging, hitting the minor bumps that Kentucky has been repaved. There are still a couple of minor bumps in the track. The cars bounce up off of. Right along with Kevin Kelly Jr. in second. It is very interesting. Kevin Kelly Jr. again, you can't stress this stuff. We say it a lot. Clean air is everything. Just like Kevin Kelly Jr. is riding in a different lane than Ernie D'Alfonso right now. Ernie's right on the bottom. Jr. kind of taking the road course things, taking that late into the car to get down to the center. But for the most part, what's allowing him to do that is the fact that he's got clean air on the nose. He's got the front down force. If he was right behind Ernie D'Alfonso in that draft wave, he wouldn't have the same amount of air pushing down the front nose of the car. Pushing turn pushes helps push the front tires down, makes the car set to the track, gets the grip off. He's riding out of lane. Now he's riding about the same right now. But in turn 1 and 2, he's riding about a half a lane to a lane up on D'Alfonso. Trying to get air to that car. Looks like Steve Dale is coming back in for his third stop of the race. He's on a little bit of a different pit strategy than those guys in front of him. Here we are on lap 58. Already 58 laps into the books, folks. This is a clean race. Dwayne Hall is in third. 2 leaders up front right now. Dwayne Hall is in third. He is about 12, almost 13 seconds behind the 2 lead cars right now. Ron Caranci is in fourth. We had a lot of close racing early on, but these set of green flag pit stops have broken this field up big time. And this is exactly what NASCAR was trying to do. If you guys remember, about 14, 13 years ago, with the smaller fuel cells at Daytona and Talladega, more pit stops means more chances for teams to make mistakes and breaks up the packs. Ron Caranci in fourth, Ben Britton in fifth, and this is exactly what we're seeing with these cars beating up the right front tires, beating up the right side tires so much these guys are pitting almost every 20 laps or so. The wear is a little bit extensive, you can say, but with all these extra pit stops and a lot of green flag racing, it doesn't give you a chance to get everything bunched back up, and it separates up that pack. Like Jeff Norway on here. Jeff Norway, I believe, is still in 10th place. He's up to 8th now after some green flag stops. He is the first car still 1 lap down, just like Eric Smith. In 7th is about to fall a lap down to Jeff Norway's. And Eric Smith will be fighting real hard to stay the first car 1 lap down as we head into the third set of green flag pit stops for this race here in Kentucky. See Ron Caranci is in third. He is 18 and change seconds behind, almost 19 seconds behind these lead cars. But I believe for the most part, not only are they just kind of riding around, you see Kevin Kelly Jr. has taken the lead from Ernie D'Alfonso here at about lap 60. He's back up front. I believe that my call was correct. I do believe that Kevin Kelly Jr. while riding around a little bit, saving his stuff, taking it easy, just riding right behind Ernie D'Alfonso. Again, rapidly with these cars, aero package. So you can really save gas and save your stuff just riding around in the draft wake of somebody. You know, we were talking about having driving down into the corners with trying to drive a different line to get ahead of Ernie, or excuse me, to have the downforce in the front as they come in the pit stops here. But down the straightaway, the draft week is so huge, you can check up a big amount right around behind somebody and save your stuff for the end of the run. Looks like that's what Kevin Kelly Jr. did here, as he passes Ernie D'Alfonso here just before the third round of the flag pit stops here at 64. And again, I don't believe there's going to be any strategy with these guys. It's going to be 4 tires all the way around. There's no need, especially with these cars as fast as they are. Anytime you have a fast race car, you always put 4 tires on it. Always want to put 4 tires on it. Ron Caranci inherits the lead here as the front 2 leaders pit. He is the leader right now. Eric Smith is showing in second. Jeff Norway was in third. These 2 guys here were just battling for the lucky dog, and Chris Melton as well. These guys are ahead of D'Alfonso. Chris Melton, is pitting, and he locks up that right front tire over there, trying to slow it down big time before he, hopefully he doesn't get caught speeding again. Trying to slow that car down before he hits the pivot line so he doesn't speed going into pit road. What these guys in front right now, Ron Caranci, Eric Smith, and Jeff Norway they want a caution right now. They are begging, pleading. They see raindrops. They see debris on the track. They're hollering. They want a caution right now. These guys are borderline to the point where they're going to throw a piece of roll bar padding or a water bottle out onto the racetrack, trying to get a debris caution, because these guys need it right now. They need to get back up there. They need a caution to help get back up to the front, get back with the pack, get on the same strategy as the lead cars, and reset for the most part. And that's exactly what it is. You're just looking for that reset button. It's almost kind of like a video game. You almost want to have that reset button that comes. That's exactly what a caution does. It resets everything. So again, green flag pit stops look like they're coming. They're coming up for those guys. Kelly Jr. and Ernie D'Alfonso. Kelly Jr. has yarded D'Alfonso on that last green flag pit stop there. He is 2.7 seconds now in front of Ernie D'Alfonso. Remember, Ernie D'Alfonso was right on Kelly Jr.'s bumper coming into pit road. Don't know if maybe there was a slow stop on Ernie D'Alfonso. We'll have to check in on that one. Maybe it was a slow stop, or maybe, heaven forbid, he just got caught up in traffic coming out. Couldn't quite get up to speed as fast as Kelly Jr. Frankie Simano in 6th. Again, he's somebody that still has yet to pit. Frankie, always very well known for running the tires and the fuel strategy out as far as he can. Unfortunately, it looks like he's caught the bad end of it tonight. He really dropped back since the start of the race and fell a lap down. Unfortunately, it's kind of just been where he's been at. Unfortunately for him. You see Dwayne Hall passing Steve Dale here for 7th and 8th spot here. Looks like these guys have already made their green flag stops. These guys should cycle through to be 3rd and 4th once everything does cycle through here. You see Jerry Hinkle in 9th, our in-race reporter. Haven't had a chance to talk to him yet because there's been no cautions. So, hopefully we can get in touch with Jerry here before too long. It looks like Jerry Hinkle is getting ready to come onto pit road. There he goes, peeling off the track, coming into pit road for his 3rd round of stop. Joe DePino is Norman Craft coming into the pit as well. He is 12th. A fortunate break for him. He is qualified 2nd and had a fast car, and has got some right side damage. Unfortunately for him, he has not been up in front with these other guys. Ben Rinaldi 13. Excuse me, he's 12th now. Jerry Hinkle is now 13. Ron Molino is in 13. There's Jerry Hinkle. Norman Craft 15. Brian Niels, John Peterson, and Tom Rayner, unfortunately, parked for the night. Jeff Norway is showing as the leader right now, but not for long. Kevin Kelly Jr. just passes him now as Jeff Norway comes into the pits for his 3rd green flag stop of the night. Kevin Kelly Jr. with the lead. The lead has shrunk a little bit. It was 2.7 seconds. Ernie D'Alfonso now is just 2.1 seconds behind, so you can tell that Ernie is chugging this car. He is driving it hard, trying to gain that time back. Right along with him as he has Kevin Kelly Jr. in his run sights right now. right there. It's about 2.1 seconds. It dipped to about 2.0 at one point, but he's still only about 2.1 seconds now. And again, not a lot of let-off time. A lot of these guys almost go wide open around this track on fresh tires. But the problem is they're going so fast, they're beating those tires up, and they're hitting about every 20 laps. Dwayne Hall has taken third from Steve Dale. These guys are well ways back. Dwayne Hall is 13.5 seconds. About a half a lap at Kentucky behind the race leader Kevin Kelly Jr. and these guys will find caution. I'd like to thank Dwayne Hall, Steve Dale, anybody that is not Kevin Kelly Jr. or Alonso wants to see a caution right now. Dwayne Hall is in third. Steve Dale right along here. Ron Carisi, Olsen, in fifth right now. Has stayed up front for the most part. Has not been really in contact with the leader since the first round of green flag stops. But a good solid run for him. Even though he's not up front, he's not leading the race. He's been home. Still a good solid run for him right now. That grid started 18th. He's up to 6th right now. He's looking to pass Ron Carisi here, 4th, 5th. Joe DePino has had a quiet night all night. He is the 7th. Kind of riding around. He's almost kind of in that spot that we talked about earlier. He's kind of got nobody behind him. But, take a look at it here now. Kevin Kelly Jr., the leader, is getting ready to put Joe DePino 1 lap down. That'll be 6 cars on the lead lap. Chris Melton has got to be driving his heart out right now because he is trying so hard to try and get that lap back or even be the first car 1 lap down. That if the caution does happen to fly here in the stage of the race, get that wave around and get back on the lead lap and caught up with the leaders. Chris Mellon in 8th. Eric Smith showing a 9th right now in the Toyota. He has also had a fairly quiet night so far. This is a good solid night. He's on a 9th. And up front with the leaders there for the most part during the first run. Stops it. I don't know. These guys maybe had issues getting up to speed. Whatever the case is, maybe they had slower pit stops, but these guys have been separated pretty consistently from these back stops. Another guy that likes to stretch the fuel line and stretch the tires to their bitter end. Unfortunately, strategy has not worked out this way. He's involved. Gary Hinkle, 13th position, Norman Kraft in 14th, Ben Rinaldi showing the last car running, unfortunately, in 15th place. Ben Rinaldi is 2 laps down. A lot of these guys are 2 laps down. Frankie Solano at least 1 lap down. Starting with Gary Hinkle, 2 laps down. So the leaders of Kevin Kelly. Has indeed gotten lapped by Kevin Kelly Jr. and the gap is widened up with Kevin Kelly Jr. now 3.3 seconds in front of Ernie D'Alfonso here with about 20 laps to go. With 20 laps to go, that means the window has opened for guys to make it on 1 more stop. You gotta bet that some of these guys who have not been on front, like Dwayne Hall or Ron Carranci. We saw Steve Dale signaling that he was coming into pit road. And there he is. He's in 11th right now. I don't know if he had issues right there. I don't know if he's already done. It looks like he's already done his hit. He's showing in 11th right now. And like I said, as that window opens, I'm pretty sure we're seeing people come down pit road. You see Ben Britton is on pit road. As soon as that window opens, they can come in, take the fresh tires, and be done with pit road on their 4th and what's hopefully their final pit stops of the night. Wayne Hall is in pit road. Ernie D'Alfonso now. Kevin Kelly Jr. and Joe DePino. Kevin Kelly Jr. and number 5. That car has been fast all night, especially under such the long green flag run. We've had a green flag run for over 80 laps now. No restarts, no fresh tires, no gambling. It's just been clean staying green this entire time, and Kevin Kelly Jr. knows how to get it done. Obviously, as we see on multiple green flag runs. Ernie D'Alfonso again showing his second here. He almost tags the wall as he comes up on Chris Melton here. The gap is about 2.8 seconds right now. You got to think that Ernie D'Alfonso could possibly try to work with Chris Melton here, because again, it's a draft. It's a way to go faster. You got to think that with the draft, he's trying to slowly catch in to Kevin Kelly Jr.'s rear bumper. This is what we often call co-opetition. Darrell Waltrip likes to say it's co-opetition. Help me and I'll help you. Ernie D'Alfonso is not passing Chris Melton, so it's less traffic for the Chris Melton. Looks like Ernie D'Alfonso is coming in the pit here. You see that he's, ever since he hooked up with Chris Melton, that gap has gotten smaller. Now it's going to get really big now that he's on the pit road. This should be his final green flag stop of the race. It was 3.3 seconds. Now it was down to about 2.4 ever since he got behind Chris Melton and got into the big draft weight. Let's see how long Kevin Kelly Jr. stays out here before he decides to come. Obviously, Ernie D'Alfonso sitting about a lap before Kelly Jr. He's going to have a lap on fresher tires more to gain time. And it looks like Kevin Kelly Jr. is peeling off here along with Joe DePino. Wow, Joe DePino smoking him coming in. Smoking him coming in on pit road there, trying to get it rolled down. Kelly Jr. looking in the mirror and said, please don't hit me, please don't hit me, please don't hit me. Kevin Kelly Jr. on pit road here for his final green flag stop of the race. Ron Caranci will inherit the lead once again. Kelly Jr. is on pit road. Ron Caranci again, a pole sitter, has had a solid car all night. Just never was able to stay up there with the leaders through all these green flag stops here. Chris Melton. Ooh, that looked interesting. Chris Melton barely made it onto pit road. Let's see if we can rewind it quick here to see what happened. Chris Melton here. You know, he's fighting for everything that he's got to try and get on pit road. Wow, he swung it way wide and locks it down. He makes it though. Look at that. Good piece of driving on his part. He is doing all he can to gain as much time going in and out of pit road. So much so that he almost blew the pit road right there. But good piece of driving on his hand. He ended up making it. Hopefully he doesn't get caught for speeding coming into the way that he did. Stop one more time. Kevin Kelly Jr. now in second. That lead has shrunk a little bit. Excuse me. Once Ron Caranci pits, it's going to cycle back around to Kevin Kelly Jr. and Ernie D'Alfonso. That gap has shrunk a little bit. It is now just 2.3 seconds. Kind of stayed about the same as when they came into pit road. Who knows, that one lap that Ernie got on the tires may have been the difference right there. And having fresh tires for that, maybe that extra lap or so. You see that Ernie D'Alfonso has a couple cars in front of him. Both Joe DePino and Chris Melton have already pit. You've got to believe that maybe Ernie D'Alfonso not interested in passing these cars unless they really hold him up. These cars can punch forward here, rapidly down the straightaways, and gain time on Kelly Jr. all by himself right now. Cycle it back through. Steve Dale is in fourth spot. He will be in third once Ron Caranci hits. Excuse me. Is showing in fifth. Norway, I do believe, still has yet to pit as well. Dwayne Hall, you see him flash by right there in that yellow 55. He is in sixth. He's got some left side and some right side damage. He damaged up both sides of that car. It's done using that car up. He's in sixth right now. Ben Britton 7th, Frank Simano 8th. These guys are all showing one lap down to Ron Caranci, but not one lap down to Kevin Kelly Jr., which obviously cycling back to the lead. Chris Melton, however, unfortunately is still showing 1 lap down here to Kevin Kelly Jr. He is just in front of Joe DePino in 10th. Eric Smith showing in 11th. Ron Marino 12th. Ben Renault 13th. Norman Kraft 14th. Jerry Hinkle showing is the last car running right now. He is in 15th. Not a good night for Jerry Hinkle, and not a good night for Norman Kraft or Ben Renault. These guys had fast cars in practice, but man, as soon as the race started, I don't know what's happened with their cars. They all looks like they got some damage. So let's see if Jerry Hinkle's got some damage. Does he have some right? No, his car's completely clean. See Norman Kraft is sitting here. Norman Kraft, he's got right side damage. Ben Renault has right side damage as well, and that damage on these cars can make them drive very like a handful. It makes it very unfortunately for them. It's really affected the race so far, and they're not going to get a good finish out of this race. You see Chris Mellon and Joe DePino. Chris Mellon has finally unlapped himself from Kevin Kelly Jr. He is begging, pleading for a caution right now. And you know that Joe DePino wants a caution as well. They are unlapped themselves. You know this is strategy that Kevin Kelly Jr. He's got cars in front of him right now. Again, with the big draft wing and the new aero package on these Xfinity cars. The lead is opening up big time for Junior. Now that these cars are in front of him and he can ride along in the draft wing. Norman Kraft's now coming in just in front of these guys here that are showing on screen. He should be coming in here. Flash by, and there he goes, going into pit road. Chris Mellon and Joe DePino, I bet you, again, co-opetition. Hey man, let me get my lap back. Let me stay on the tail end of the lead lap. So that's what Junior's doing right now. He's helping those guys stay on the lead lap in case a caution comes out. But with those cars running in front of him like that, they're pulling him around the racetrack, making him a little bit faster than Ernie D'Alfonso, who you can see right now is all by himself. He has no partners to work with. And again, it is a happy place to be if you got nobody around you. But unfortunately, in this case, getting to the end of the race, drafting with somebody is going to make you faster. That's exactly what you need to do. And he doesn't have anybody around him right now. Unfortunately, does not have anybody around him. Steve Deo is in third. He picked up a good amount of time on Dwayne Hall. The next closest competitor, Steve Deo, is in third. He's 16 seconds behind Kevin Kelly Jr. For all intents and purposes, aside from Kevin Kelly Jr. and Ernie D'Alfonso, you guys are walking away with you right now. Dwayne Hall is in fourth. He's right behind Ron Marino, who's a couple of laps down. He's 1 lap down. Takes the position away. Dwayne Hall running in fourth. He's had a good top 5 car tonight, even with damage. He is battling hard to stay in that. Ron Caranci, pole sitter. He's again moving 5th and 6th right now. Looks like Ben Britton is going to try and take over that 5th position. These guys racing side by side. The grooves have definitely opened up. You see Ron Caranci get a nice drive off of turn 2 on the outside. The rubber has been laid down very well. The grooves have definitely opened up at this point. Ron Caranci is able to hold on to his top 5. And again, Chris Mellon and Joe DePino, 7th and 8th on the tail end of the lead lap. These guys are wanting a caution very badly right about now. You see Kevin Kelly Jr. Look at this. Kevin Kelly Jr. pushing Joe DePino down the front straightaway. That is definitely a sign of saying, hey, come on, let's go. I don't want to lap you because I like that you're ahead of me, but you need to go. You ahead of me is going to help obviously make me faster and help me beat Ernie, but at the same time, you can't hold me up too much because he'll catch me right back, he'll catch me down. So, Eric Smith in 9th. Ron Marino in 10th. Frankie Simano is on pit road for his last stop of the race. That's going to hurt because he wasn't even up front to begin with, and he still has to make one more qualifying stop. He's going to put him and Jeff Norway back in the pack quite far. And you see Jeff Norway on the screen there. He has got to drive through, so it looks like he's got to serve a drive-through penalty. Unfortunate break for him. He was already not having a good night, and he's going to have to make, unfortunately, one more trip down pit road, an unplanned trip back down pit road to serve that penalty. Gary Hinkle in 14th, Norman Pratt in 15th, Brian Neals, John Bruce, Antonio Rayner out of the race, and the race is over. It happens just like that. Wow. We apologize for missing it. My goodness. My goodness. Kevin Kelly Jr. bringing home the big win tonight here in the USCRL Cup Series, or excuse me, Xfinity Series race live from Kentucky Speedway. Man, it happened just that fast. Rewind this to the last lap here. You can see fairly uneventful. He's got Chris Melton and Ben Reynolds right front. Did pass Filipino. Comes off of turn 4. Kevin Kelly Jr. picking up the big win at Kentucky Speedway tonight with Ernie D'Alfonso in second, Steve Dale finishing third, Ron Caranci fourth, Dwayne Hall finished past Ben Britton there for fifth. Something happened with Ben Britton there at the end of the race. Don't know what happened, but he was battling Ron Caranci for fourth place, and then dropped down to sixth. I believe he's got a right front tire down. Looks like he did blow a tire. That's what I'm showing here. That's what I'm hearing over the radio. See if we can go back to the line here. Not seeing anything. Looks like he lost a bunch of time. So I don't know if the tire went down officially, but looks like the tire got at least worn out enough to try to stretch it a little bit. Couldn't make it stretch as much, obviously, and lost position. See Kevin Kelly Jr. again. Third win for Kevin Kelly Jr. in this USCRL Xfinity season. Congratulations to him in that number 5. Ernie D'Alfonso is second. Steve Dale in third. If we can get... looks like they may have shut the server down. That is it. They shut the server down there. Reload.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Reloading,
Copy that.
reloading. There we go. A number of cars are still in here. All right. All right, guys. Kevin Kelly Jr., the big winner tonight here in the USCRL Xfinity Series race live at Kentucky. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with interviews with some of your top finishers in this caution-free affair in tonight's Kentucky race. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Damn, dude, where the hell did everybody go? Yeah, apparently. Eh, wow. All right, guys, we're going to be coming right back. Hold on. All right, everybody, welcome back to tonight's USCRL Xfinity Series race live from Kentucky Speedway. My name is Dale Reynolds in the booth, and we have caught up with some of our top finishers tonight. We do apologize. We lost some video, but we still got some audio here to be doing some interviews here, and we're gonna catch up real quick with Jerry Hinkle. Jerry Hinkle was our in-race reporter, and Jerry, unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to talk to you too much as it went green flag all the way through. Jerry, talk us through your night. Yeah, no, definitely. Unfortunately, caught that bad break there with speeding on pit road and lost a bunch of time. Describe the racing there early on. Before we had green flag pit stops and everybody was jumbled up in one pack. It showed that you were kind of in the back a little bit. You know, you weren't quite up there. Maybe you're just trying to ride around a little bit. Maybe save some stuff early on. 10-4 on that, Jerry. Jerry walks away here. A little bit of a disappointing finish tonight. Jerry, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to? Oh, 10-4 on that, Jerry. Unfortunately, we're having a little bit of audio issues right now as well. Let me see if there's something we can do here. Jerry, again, is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to, sir? Unfortunate, Jerry. All right, we have to get our audio equipment here fixed real quick. We do apologize about that. Hang on one second. Let's see. Do 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 do. All right, let's see here. Alrighty. Well, unfortunately, guys, we're having some technical difficulties right now, so interviews will be coming up later at a later date. Unfortunately, cannot get equipment figured out right now. We're having some technical difficulties, so I do apologize for the lack of interviews. But, however, had a great race tonight at Kentucky. Lots of green flag racing. No cautions as well, so no cautions and a good race on everybody's part. What a great race tonight. Kevin Kelly Jr., your big winner tonight here at Kentucky Speedway. My name is Dale Reynolds. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you much for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast, and we will see you guys next week.
Still better than NBC.
All right, everybody, welcome back once again. Unfortunately, we did fix our audio here. So we're gonna come in real quick and we're gonna get interviews with some of your top finishers. Again, apologies for technical difficulties. Um, we're gonna go ahead and re-interview Jerry and Jerry once again. Um, on open channel, Jerry. Go ahead and talk about your night, sir.
It was a great night, like I said. Kentucky with the repave. It was just an awesome race. I had a little trouble finding the penalty line there, leaving the pit, so I got a drive-through. So that sort of ruined my night. And then I pulled a strategy there with 10 to go to only get 2 tires and one kit of fuel. Figured I'd pick up some positions, but unfortunately, I had a little damage, and my crew decided they wanted to fix it. so instead of like a 6 second pit stop, I had a 17-second pit stop. So that really killed me.
What a tough break there. We know you had trouble coming out of pits one time. You got a pit road speeding penalty. Jerry, unfortunately, looked like you had definitely a bit of a struggle tonight. How about the racing? Did you have any tire wear issues? I know there was a lot of people talking about excessive tire wear. Anything on your part tonight?
Not really. I they would last through a full fuel run. So I was being called in to get fuel just about the time he was saying pit for tires as well. But no, I thought the repave and the Kentucky Trade, the racing was awesome out there, just awesome. As you could see, no cautions, so that didn't help either. Try to get a lap back.
Absolutely. It seemed like if you made even one mistake in this race, it cost you big time in the form of time on the racetrack. So, Jerry Hinkle, unfortunate finish for you tonight. Is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to my owner, Dale Reynolds, and my team, Summit. I mean, they did an awesome job for me with the car tonight, and but I feel like I let them down. I made, like you said, one little mistake that cost you at this track, and I made two.
All right, Jerry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Hinkle unfortunately winds up 14th tonight here at the Kentucky Speedway. We're going to walk over here. We're going to walk over to the driver of the number 42 Cessna Chevy Camaro with Ben Rinaldi. And Ben, unfortunate start for you early on. What happened there at the very start of the race? And guys lost a bunch of track position and just can never gain it back.
Yeah, we actually ran over a little debris. I guess some other people had the same issue as well, so we had to make an unscheduled pit stop a few laps into the race, which kind of threw us off a little bit. So what we tried to do from that point on was make it 25 laps about till our next pit stop. So we had to slow down the pace more than we would have liked to. Our initial strategy was to go in about every 20 laps and then pit. So we would have done on 4 stops that way. So we still did it on 4 stops, I guess, but it wasn't the way we wanted to do it necessarily.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate break for you, and it looked like I said, there was a couple other people as well. It looked like it was Norman Kraft. Norman Kraft started in second, and he dropped back almost immediately. Was that the same piece of debris? You think the debris came off of somebody's car, or whatever the case may have been?
Tough to say. Yeah, maybe on the pace lap something got brushed up on the track, and then it got kicked around and maybe out of the groove. So happens. That's the way racing goes. But we fought back. We stayed in it. And, we somehow got an 11th out of it, which wasn't bad all things considered. And our whole strategy was off, like I said, but it was fun. It looked like the racing was good out there. Had a lot of side-by-side racing. People passed each other in a lot of different strategies. So good competitive race.
Yeah, agreed. It was very fun to watch from the booth. I don't know what it might have been from the driver's cockpit, but it definitely exciting from the booth. Ben, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Everyone for coming out and racing. It's what makes this series go. Love having 18 people show up. 15 to 20 people is what we've had mostly every race, and that's great. And the caution count has been incredible for our first 5 races. Thus far, I think we've had a total of I don't know, maybe 6 cautions or 7 cautions, which is great. And I can't ask for better racing and better group of drivers.
10-4 on that. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben Rinaldi, 11th place finish tonight. Unfortunately, a little bit of a struggle, but brings it home 11th. We're walking through here. We're going to walk through the garage, and we're going to catch up with Dwayne Hall, driver number 55, Wrangler Chevy Camaro. And Dwayne had a solid run all night. Dwayne, talk us through your night.
I'm old and I'm tired. I can't keep up with these young guys. I had a good run. I messed up a little pit strategy, got me behind, and just couldn't make it up. And I need somebody out there to draft with, and I couldn't find anybody to hook up with. It was a good run. Track ran good. it was good. Car ran good.
10-4 on that, Dwayne. Obviously a good solid run for the most part in the top five. Do you think you're going to need probably a caution in order to catch up with Kelly Jr. and Ernie there, especially later on in the race?
Oh yeah, without a caution, there was no way. They had me by 10 seconds. There was no way I was making that up. I was already short pitting as it was, trying to cut that down, but I couldn't do anything with it.
10-4, Dwayne. So, Dwayne, good run on your part tonight in the number 55. Dwayne, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just the guys I'm racing with, the league. It was a good show, good race. No cautions. You can't beat that.
Absolutely, Dwayne agreed. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dwayne Hall, 5th place run tonight. Congratulations on his part. And again, we're standing by here. I know we don't have any video feed, but we've got the audio. If you guys stick around here, we're going to get some more interviews. And walking up to Ernie D'Alfonso here, 2nd place finish tonight at Kentucky. Ernie, it looked like for the most part you're about the only car that could keep tempo with Kevin Kelly Jr., especially as we got 2 and 3, 4 green flag pit stops in. Ernie, talk us through your night.
Yeah, had a pretty good run, for our team. I guess it just wasn't good enough, but tire management really seemed to be the key, and making it last for a whole run. And so yeah, it was pretty close racing in the beginning, and then things started to fan out a little bit more as the pit stops went on. So just I guess had good strategy, and was just had a good pace going tonight.
Yeah, we saw really early on, probably a little earlier than we all expected. We obviously know what this new aero package that the Xfinity cars have, and we weren't expecting people to be multiple lanes wide, especially as early on in the race. How exciting was that to be, kind of in that front pack early on, and having multiple lanes to choose to try to pick your way through?
Oh, it was definitely, exciting and fun. That kind of racing is why we all show up, and everyone, it has been a lot cleaner and cleaner as these races go on, it seems like. And I felt comfortable that everyone was able to, hold their own out there. So yeah, it ended up being pretty fun racing.
That's good. That's good, Ernie. Another question for you, Ernie. Is there what do you feel like you could have needed to try and catch? Do you feel like to run Junior down there towards the end?
Well, I needed to stay in his draft. That was for sure. The draft was pretty strong tonight, and if you were close to somebody on like pace, the draft, could keep you with them. But really, where I lost it was this one pit stop. And I don't know if I didn't get into my stall good enough for my guys, and it took an extra second and a half or so, and I couldn't make it up for the other stops after that. So.
10-4 on that, Ernie. Ernie, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, obviously, to Kevin Kelly Jr. ran an awesome race and raced really clean out there. And just to all the drivers, like I said, everyone's been racing cleaner and cleaner. No cautions tonight. That really makes it fun to show up every week. And to the admins for keeping all this going. I know it costs money and time and effort, and these guys keep doing it every week. So I appreciate that.
All right, Ernie D'Alfonso, 2nd place finisher tonight here in the USCRL Xfinity Series race live at Kentucky. And a haphazard victory lane here on the front straightaway. Unfortunately, we don't have any video feed still, unfortunately. Kevin Kelly Jr., the big winner tonight. And, Junior, this is your 3rd win in the USCRL Xfinity Series in the first 5 races of the season. Junior, talk us through your night.
Yeah, Dale. First of all, the first run where we were all punched together was really fun with all the 3 wide racing. Everybody raced really clean, which was great. Our car was really chewing tires on the first run, but we got that down the last part of the race, and we really were able to conserve tires well, and I think that's what got us the win.
All right on that. And, Junior, 3 wins in the first 5 races. I mean, it seemed like you're setting a pretty torrid pace early on in the season. You have the points lead. Is there, with the new downforce or with the new aero package, obviously tonight? What are some of the biggest challenges that you had to do to try and adjust for this new aero package?
The biggest challenge actually is you can't get away from the car behind you because there's so much draft. So that really makes you have to work harder to stay in front of that car, and it creates a lot more opportunities to pass.
10-4 on that, Junior. And Junior, 44 laps led, the most laps led of any driver tonight. You definitely had a dominant car. Junior, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout-out to?
I'd like to shout out to Dwayne, Ben Rinaldi, and everybody else that helps our leagues run. My dad and Dale, you for the broadcast, and Ernie for racing me clean and having a really good run.
10-4 on that. Kevin Kelly Jr. is the big winner here tonight at Kentucky. And I know it's a little bit of a half-hazard post-race show, but that's going to wrap it up for racing here tonight at Kentucky in the USCRL Series. My name is Dale Reynolds. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys had a great race. It was definitely an exciting race, that's for sure. Hopefully we'll see you guys next week. And until then, you guys have a great week, and we'll see you next time.